Well, here I am once again. I've tried different live streaming capabilities. It turns out this old Sony laptop, uh, Sony Vaio, has the metal to do it. So, so I find myself at an academy, and um, it's 8 days. It's 5 working days, Monday through Friday. They give you the weekend, and then there's 3 more days the week after. So it's all paid for. I'll get uh, the money from it in a few weeks. And then my other job, I'm taking paid leave in order to be here. So it's double dipping. That's a good thing. But they paid for the hotel where I find myself presently. I just got back from working out. I'm at 85, no, scratch that, 84 push ups and 84 sit ups. The push-ups are super fast. They're not. I can't linger too long. I just knock them out quick. And then the sit-ups, I did 44 consecutive ones, and then I had to rest in the up position, and then do a few more sets of 10 and whatnot until I knocked everything out. So as you know, or don't know, or will know, I've just been adding one push-up and one sit-up extra every workday. Take the weekends and holidays off, or if for some reason my schedule doesn't facilitate me working out. My goal is to get to 100 and 100 of each, and then I got to continue working on my speed for the mile and a half. There's a reason for this. I want to get into law enforcement possibly. It's all up to me and my physical fitness, of course. And this is something you have to train up to. It's not something you can just open your eyelids one day and say, okay, I'm ready. You got to sustain your training too. You can't just train up to it and then test and then be done. You got to continuously train, and you have to stay ready, and you have to be ready for when they test. And you have to be able to do more than what the minimum requirement is. That way, if you have an off situation where you can't completely do your best, your worst is still more than their requirements to pass whatever physical fitness test. And so my goal is to be able to run the mile and a half to standard, but I need to up it to 3 miles minimum for my standard. And so 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 3 mile run. Uh, and I think I'll be good at that point. I mean, I do need to work on other different exercises. Pull-ups is going to be a huge challenge. I'm not versed in that at all presently. I'm 42, so it's all downhill from now unless I work really hard. So, yeah, it is Monday. It's 8:01 p.m. So um, I'm sure a lot of people are just getting ready to go to sleep. I'm in the Pacific time zone here. I'm near Spokane right now, Washington. So anyway, I bought some fancy MREs. I was going to review them, but everybody and their mother brother are reviewing them, so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of point to it. But anyway, I've had them a few months now, and it turns out, according to the internet, they'll go bad quicker than a regular standard issue MRE. So it's best to eat these. I needed a quick. I bought a case of them. It was a lot of money. I think it was around $200, something like that. But I bought a case, and they're just, oh geez, I'm on this academy. I need food. part of the reason I signed up for this is to make more income. I'm really under the weather. The fuel costs and everything just really blew my budget, and it was hurting there for quite some time. I'm still digging myself out, but hey, I got these meals. Hey, they need to be eaten. Hey, I don't have time to review them on YouTube, so next best thing is maybe eat them while I go live. So let's see if this is it right here. So these are relatively new manufactured. Um, there's a seal on there. It's not like you're gonna be able to read it very good. I know this computer has a good streaming ability, but the resolution isn't all that well. So on the back, it's got the newer sleeve instead of a box, so that's a sign it's fresher. But yeah, I know. So I'm gonna be able to get breakfast at this hotel in the morning at 6 a.m. I believe. My academy starts at 7, so I'm about a mile away. Thankfully, it's way better than trying to commute. I did a orientation last week for 3 days, and I commuted, and it ended up being like 397 miles sum total, which supposedly would be reimbursed, but I mean, you gotta wait for that. Anyway, let's dig in on this. I'm not seeing anybody was showing up to this live, so maybe this is just gonna be me and my meal here. So I've got the fixings to do the proper way, and then I got the fixings to do it the quick and easy way. I'm just gonna open it, and like that. And I'm not even gonna like display the guts like everybody else does. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm hungry. I'm kind of fatigued. Mentally and physically, I worked hard today. Snackerdoodle mix. Wow, that sounds like a good thing to start on. Good snackerdoodle. Kind of reminds me of snickerdoodles the way it sounds, but so yeah, some people might ask, well, what's with the beard? Well, I've been trying to save money. I used to go to a very high quality professional barber, and it was big bucks with the tip and everything. And taxes and all that. It always ended up being around $50 or so. So yeah, some pretzels type deal. You sat in a hot car for today too, so there's no reason to eat them. I've been trying to keep them cool, but what do you do? These are very good. Grateful I have these. Thank you for spending time with me. Anyway, I think if you have to eat MREs, you can get over the halal or the kosher ones that I know of. There might be others. They're more clean, made with less preservatives and chemicals. Supposedly, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but for special occasions, special conditions, not very expensive. So they got to be certified by your respective religious expert, and especially source and everything. But if you have a precept you gotta follow, what else are you gonna do? Now, as far as there's these little tasty bits too, beyond the pretzels. Um, let's see. No, I was a former specialist in the United States Army National Guard with a MOS at 92 Golf. So I know a little bit about military food. Um, I will say that the fact that they made a lot of the entrees vegetarian, um, it makes everybody have to conform to that way of eating. Um, and some meals hit the spot more than others. If you ask me. Well, there is such a thing as food fatigue. There's a little peanut. I used to get some kind of crunchy ball during the gym. Kind of zesty, peanut. I'm trying to show you, document it, but I'm hungry too, so I might not do a very good job. Mm-mm-mm. So, I have lots of fans that are curious how I'm able to. Ooh, this is a different one. I don't think it's a grub, but obviously it's not. But it's a different color one. Wait, no, it's the same one, same style. Let me pull out to you. You can see the color difference. See how there's a color difference? Trying to find one of those little crunchy puffs. Maybe it was just a nubbed one. These regular ones. I might just grab these and eat them. Um, oh, here's some corn nuts type uh, corn kernels that are being cooked. Yeah, I think that's what I have. What I was thinking of. Let's eat these up. I gotta keep eating. Oh, what's this? So they got potatoes. Well, this is a big mix of everything. Good stuff. Get that spice. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'd read you the ingredients, but there's a million trillion. Look at all that. We'll be here all day. So, anyway, hopefully it doesn't um, interfere in my academy. We got some great cheese base. I might stir that up here in a bit. Cinnamon bun, shelf stable. Now, I've tried the First Strike MREs. That's some quality stuff as far as being able to eat it on the run. The comical thing that I noticed with all these MRE reviewers No, I've done it too. They put everything on a metal tray as though they're having a picnic or something. Or they eat it first person view. Whenever I've had MREs in the field, well, this is not in the field, obviously. This is a upper tier hotel compared to what I'm used to. Super clean. Mm. I'm getting to spend successive days at the government rate, special rate for the government. So, but the front desk clerk or whatever she was, attendant, or I'm thinking of clerks and attendants. I'll tell you that gives you a handle on what I'm trying to study. But she said, "Hey, you want a room with a kitchen?" I was like, "Well, sure." She said, "Yeah, because you're going to be here in town several days." Anyway, I could look out on the local economy and go find a barber and go get a car wash and go get some food, some ice cream, and some sodas and stuff. There's a fridge and a freezer. There's no mark. Oh, there's a microwave. Get some popcorn. Well, like I said, this is a mission of sorts to financially restore my integrity, and so I'm not going to be spending a bunch of money. These are some of the most sought after MREs, so these are halal ones. So it's not like I'm suffering at all. So what I'll probably do is on the replay, I'll just send links to people so you can kind of see an update of what I'm doing. Oh, here's some cranberries. What do they call it? Osmotic. So far, it's just been, pretty healthy stuff. There's a few things that might require some preparation. I ideally enjoy it, like the lamb. I'm not a big lamb eater, but it's not exactly available as a food usually. So, how much of that is nature and how much of that is nurture? I had a friend from way back that would have sheep herds and then raise lambs to eat them. So, a lot closer to home than. It's a dark red color, kind of like a dry scab color. Well, obviously, it's cranberries. Delicious, sweet. But I feel the hunger pains going away. That's good. Hmm. Well, welcome to the job stream. Don't do very many of them. I'm eating osmotic cranberries at presently. Going through this Halal MRE. So yeah, probably not the most exciting thing, but yeah, if you got any questions or comments or things, it'd be a good time to reach me. I'm not in any hurry. I'm just eating. What do they call that? Supping. John Off Grid Garage. Hi there. Well, hey there. It's been a while. Yeah, I posted that auction on uh, I posted that auction. Can I talk on battery hookup for those NiCad cells, big old battery banks. I thought that was amazing. That's the first time I've ever seen that in that amount. I already got a ton of them. They're well used, and a lot of them are busted up, but I'd like to get them going. Can't do that here from where I'm at. You can have all the ideas in the world and not get to them because you're preempted by other obligations. So he says, "How you been?" I've been okay. Just working myself crazy. Now I'm on the second part-time job, 20 hours a week supposedly. I'm going to academy for it right now. So I went to orientation. It was 3 days paid training last week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and now I'm at the academy for my they called a trade craft for 8 days, and there is a big exam at the end, and I got to be able to pass it in order to get certified. So after I eat here and after I live stream, I'm going to be doing some studies. They don't allow anybody to take books and stuff home with them, so I got to study from what I retained from the class today. So yeah, how have you been? Probably just day by day, like me. But I figured I got the equipment. I got pretty fast Wi-Fi signal here, and I was taking advantage of it. Think about getting rid of your AdSense. What did they ever do to you? No, I understand. It's people that want them, they'll pay big money for them. And then if you're trying to go to the modern stuff, then um, I can see how you would just want to save your space or whatever the Edison's ran. If you got to use it, if you got not a whole lot of storage or whatever for the cells. If you have to, exchange one type for another, I can see that. Um, yeah, they use a lot of distilled water, and I buy this distilled water, and I've got certain equipment that can make it, but I don't think I can make it as pure as I can buy it. So I don't want to take any chances. But that cost starts to add up. It used to be about $1 for a gallon a couple years ago. Now it's like $2 and some change for a gallon of distilled water where I'm at. Oh yeah, you've been hurt and you've been going to the doc a lot. Yeah, I remember that happened. Or I heard part of it. I haven't been around for a lot of folks, including family. Like I only called my uncle like yesterday. It's been like 2 weeks. I've been keeping track of people. I've just been too busy. But are you able to move around and stuff? Are you able to get by at least, or are you incapacitated, or how hurt are you? Hmm. Glad you're doing better. This is like a one-way telephone. On their side is like Morse code or something. You gotta type in a little thing. I guess if I had a lot more of an audience, it'd be rocking and rolling. But I'm just small potatoes, obviously. And that's good because I mean, what am I going to talk about? My exciting adventures. It's more like working myself to pieces. But at least I'm doing. You say you're doing better. Going to the dock a lot and working on the 1-ton truck. Yeah, that's good. It's good to be work. It's nothing like fixing something up and getting it going. It's good for your mind and good for your um, good for your skills and stuff to keep working on things you need working on. It's just sometimes the budget is hard to sustain. Not a lot of repairs and stuff, obviously. LS 4.3 motor and okay. I don't know what that is. Sounds important. Um, I'm not a big motorhead, unfortunately. I'm kind of getting into it, but more into diesels and things like that from the '80s. Kind of learning about that. I have a 5 liter, sorry, 5-cylinder turbo diesel. Sedan, so I drive that around. It's been pretty reliable, even though it's almost as old as I am. I don't know, you get a rig that you like, and people just don't understand it. They're like, "Why are you driving that old thing?" Well, it does me right. So okay, let's see. They made a lot of horsepower. Got it. 350 horsepower. Okay. Well, guess what? I got the butterscotch halal butterscotch pudding. It's in little tiny letters. I don't know if you see that, but yeah. So I'll be there's luckily there's a spoon here. I'm gonna grab that spoon and start eating on this pudding. There's some oh look at that. Look how much space in there. Whew. That's cool. You can, you can swat you can swat the bugs and stuff with this thing. It's so long. This package. Just an unusual package. Maybe that's meant that way. I don't know. Maybe you can tell the difference between the two. This is made by Sapaco company. I think there's like 3 MRE companies still functional right now. But well, I'm glad you're at least able to get on YouTube and and oh, I see. So you're gonna build some kind of support frame for the solar using the truck. Yeah, it's a step. It's a one thing leads to another kind of thing. Just tear the end off of this and tear the end off of here and use a spoon and scoop out the pudding. The other way to eat it is like astronauts eat their food in a bag. You just squeeze it in your mouth like it's toothpaste or something. But I'll probably have to do that not to waste anything. I got this beard now and stuff gets stuck in it, so I gotta be careful. The problem with getting rid of Edison batteries, whether they're nickel cadmium or they're nickel iron, it's hard to get other. I mean, until that auction, but that auction's not going to be around for much longer. I don't know how they got a hold of those batteries over there at battery hookup. They probably bought them from an industrial site, maybe changed them out because I guess eventually, the industrial firms they have very tight tolerances on things, and maybe they got a different type of battery, and they traded them out. Because a lot of what I can tell, those big old sets of nickel cadmium, none of them have bus bars. So it's like the companies kept the bus bars for their renewed set or something. I don't know. That's a theory. Yeah, winter's coming up. You better get that wood while it's still easier. I'll tell you, there's that sweet spot in the spring and the fall. When you can get things done, when the weather's not so bad and the bugs aren't so bad. Yeah, you got to be careful with the regs on those. There, I mean, it's like it's like oh well, they're grandfathered in as far as I know. Um, they're not able to be made anymore in the United States under the EPA jurisdiction, but the ones that are around are fine that have been made. Or if for some reason get obviously with battery hookup, getting them in from France and whatever. I got a set from Russia right before this whole baloney started going down because I was trying to get a good set, but it's just a small little. It's a small little thing in a box. It's not going to be for much. It was for a weather detector thing, barometric altimeter. It told you the height from sea level where you were based on the ambient air pressure, and it had Nixie tubes in it. So things I do. That's why I'm in the poorhouse. I've been buying all this crazy equipment. Well, your best bet, in my opinion, is don't get rid of them. Just put them away. Put them away. Wait a few years, and you might need them again. Um, or if you could sell them for a good price, that's. But as long as you don't throw them out in the nature where they can pollute stuff, I mean, it should be all right. Oh, you were talking about that lifeboat for. SOK is the brand, right? Well, I bought a used lifeboat 4 battery called the Super Beast. It was from Battery Hookup. They still have those for sale. I have yet to figure out the BMS system from Electrodocus. Electrodocus.com. He was a guy from the polar regions. Basically, he made his own charge controller for solar direct to lifeboat 4 and a bunch of other lithium variants. But requires some soldering. I have a solder station that is still in the box. I've yet to do it. I got to basically teach myself how to solder. It's been so many years, and I never did really do it very much. So I got to teach myself a new skill while doing a task, which is always a risky deal dealing with electronics. Right. Well, I've heard good things about LiFePro 4 and especially the server rack batteries and stuff. Sorry, not heard, but watched it, on YouTube. with everybody going that route. Whoops. Well, if I were you, you're dead set on the whole SOK thing. Find someone that wants to buy. There's obviously people that want to buy those nickel cadmium batteries. I mean, just look at a battery hookup. They're having all kinds of auctions on those. So people are bidding big numbers on those sets. So you could probably sell your set and then use the money to get your SOKs. That might be an idea. You know, because obviously there's people who want to buy. I mean, just look at that auction. It's for a certain crowd, that does, that just wants something that works and simple and lasts a lot longer than lead acid, but doesn't need a BMS, and that's why you would go with what you're trying to get rid of. I don't know. It's funny. No matter what you have, it becomes rare. It just becomes valuable usually. Even those old Ford Pintos, they're valuable now when they were supposedly dangerous. Um, we got hit from the rear or whatever, the sucker exploded. I don't know. Now they're rare, so same for the Yugoslavian Yugo cars and stuff. I'm sure the nickel cadmium batteries will be. I mean, I just want to use my nickel cadmiums and nickel iron and stuff for lighting, like LED lighting, basically, 24/7. I've had good success doing that already. I have some solar going to a small bank of nickel iron batteries, and then I have a 5-watt USB um, light on a wire going to basically it's a small inverter made for a motorcycle, but it takes up to 28 volts and converts to 5 volts. So it's a voltage translator voltage. Um, I forget what the word would be, but it turns up to 28 volts to 5 volts. So I have a few of those on the Edisons, and then it turns it to a nice clean 5 volts USB, and then I run some lights, and it's super simple. And then the voltage variance of the Edisons doesn't matter because it's anywhere between 12 and 28 volts. These they're basically motorcycle for motorcycles, so you can charge your phone when you're running a motorcycle, but really inexpensive for what they do. And so I've had a setup like that running for I've been running like that for months now. But I got to add water, especially with the summer sun. They basically cook water off out of the electrolyte, and you got to add water. That's fine, just as long as I keep hold of it like every week. Well, supposedly, if they're not completely screwed up from uh, run out of water, you can bring them back because there was a guy on the YouTube called Hillbilly Homestead. He would take dry nickel cadmium batteries, Edison brand, and he would bring them back. He would just get some new electrolyte mixed up, and then overcharge them, and then drain them, and overcharge them, and drain them, and it would bring them back about 85 to 90%. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on it. They might be all right as long as the plates aren't all what's the word? If this is your plate, as long as it's not all like that, or touching or whatever, arcing and sparking and causing an explosion, or warped. As long as your plates aren't warped in there, it should be all right. I would think. You can find out. It's worth the test. I mean, the fact is, people don't want to think about it, but the individual cells, to buy them brand new from the factories, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Even one 1.2 cell, and to buy sets, it's thousands of dollars to get them brand new. There's some valuable puppies just from all the pain and suffering that goes into making them, and especially now with all the laws and regulations. So they're really very valuable batteries. Trying to get a hold of them is usually by chance, or someone has to pass away, or some factory has to close. There's all kinds of strange situations, or you can get them, but realistically, they are very valuable because they can't hardly be made anymore. It takes the act of to get them made up anymore. Well, just see, just don't be hasty, I would say. Um, Even if they're dorked up, they're still valuable for spare parts and stuff to help keep other ones going. Um, the other thing too is I want to use that 3D printer to print out new cases. Somehow there's a way to do it. That's a future project. I have pallet loads of old Edisons that I got in a big deal, and a lot of them the cases are cracked. And I think the smartest thing to do would be find the dimensions of a case and then have them 3D printed up, or just do it myself. And there's got to be a way to do it where you can do it with a material that wouldn't buckle or fatigue from the temperature changes and the potassium hydroxide reacting. I mean, they went from metal cases to plastic pretty successfully. It's just the darn design lasts a lot longer than the plastic. People are finding issues. I don't even know. It's some kind of polypropylene plastic. I don't even know what it is. It requires more research. I got to write some books and stuff. Sometimes I write a book and then I read the book. It's like I forgot all the knowledge, but at least I wrote it down when I was hot on it. But yeah, I wouldn't be so eager to get rid of them, even if they are dorked up. Give it some time. People are finding ways to get them back in, back on the back on the hoss. If I'm saying it right, get them back in the game. But if you just use, you don't need a full 12 volts to run LED lighting. You could just have maybe 3 cells. What would that be? That would be 3.6 volts. Sure, you can find a 2-volt LED. Oh, yeah, that's an issue. My house is drafty, so we got whatever gas comes up, just right out of my house. My house is way too drafty for its own good. Huh. Well, the one thing about nickel iron and nickel cadmium is you can just put them up and forget about them for a while. It's not going to hurt them. Like any other battery type. Huh. Well, the gas is supposed to just be just a tiny bit of potassium hydroxide and obviously oxygen and hydrogen coming out. I don't know, maybe there were some other things, but there might be microparticles of cadmium. I don't know. It's a heavy metal, so I doubt it'll gas out. Um, but hey, if you're feeling not so good, I mean, don't continue to feel not so good. But shoot, if you could trade them to somebody, I mean, cash is kind of hard to find nowadays, but that's another idea. If you make a good horse trade, I just don't know how long they last. I mean, a lot of them outlast their owners, as in the owner passes away. So, I mean, it's like a one-time deal. You get a good set, especially for like LEDs or radios or little DC fans and stuff. Stuff you can have going all the time and not worry too much. It's just when you start powering, um, powering big old items and things, the voltage swings or whatnot, it gets kind of whack. There's a way to do it though. I'm putting that lentil and lamb into this MRE heater, which coincidentally off gas is hydrogen. There's a type of a rust, fast acting rust action. It causes a uh, thermal reaction. It heats the water. I'm gonna put some water in here, and that heats the little packet of food. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water from the sink. So yeah, I put some hot water in that. That activates things even faster. That's not something you really do in the field. And then you take this little sleeve that has a meal feature on it, and then you open it up. Usually faster at this once you're kind of tired. You open it up so it's like a little mouth, and then you put the the cooking device in here, and then it says on the package, find a rock or something and set it like a 45-degree angle. So I'll do that here. Brace it so it can just cook a little bit. And then I'll have some hot lamb and lentil. Yeah. Well, it's a learning process. I mean, as you know, being mechanically inclined, sometimes the learning involves breaking things or damaging things or screwing up. But it's all a learning process. It's not anything you can avoid. Um, yeah, even me, I'm wondering about if I start screwing up on things. And then a lot of my cells are screwed up. I bought them that way. It was part of a huge dump. Basically, the guy was like, I'll sell you these S and nickel irons, but you got to take these nickel cadmiums with them. I'm like, fine. I'm never going to find a bunch like this again. Well, I later did. I gave them to a buddy of mine. we've yet to restore those. But yeah, some scientist guy died, and he had them in his backyard, and uh, his wife was selling all his science stuff. He was a big science collector. Bought a big old got a bunch of them for like $400. But it was kind of serendipity, you know. My buddy was just talking about getting some. I was like, "Oh, here you go, man." Now you know whenever I need to, a place to crash or whatever. Like last week, I crashed at his place for my orientation. It's not a big deal because he knows I'm not a drain on the resources. I actually pull some weight. Yeah, I'm running solar at my place, and I got a set of Walmart brand. What are they called? Everstarts, whatever. Bunch of 100 amp hour trolling batteries. Were they 26, group 26? No, group 29. We got 20 of those to make 24 volts, and that was on my backup. As you know, it's supposed to hold me over while I fix up the Edisons, and it's been a couple years now. I haven't got it all figured out, but yeah, time gets away from you. I mean, you just have to do a little bit at a time, if at all, because you know it's hard. It's hard to get anything done, and I think too with your health and everything, and even my health, you only have so much time in a day. So in that way, if you are suffering like physically, the less you got to fuss around with batteries and stuff, the better. Obviously, I mean it's kind of a raw deal to be hurting, your body just to move around to take care of some, batteries, which you can get away with, a modern life bulb. Yeah, I think it's what 4, 6, 10,000 cycles on those life bulb. They say to 80%. I don't know. They're pretty good. No, they're very good. I mean, for what they do, it's just in the winter, and you probably know already. You shouldn't charge them during the winter. They're very sensitive to cold. Um, and that's one thing the nickel cadmiums don't have to worry about them, or same for nickel iron. As long as they're getting the charge and the electrolyte is within specification, they won't freeze. But the lithium batteries, that's their weak point, freezing. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've had a battery box, and it got infested with insects and stuff, and then for whatever reason, the different weeds and the dirt and the temperature, climate change and stuff, it's just tearing everything up that's outside. Like the paint on my sedan is like burning off because of the sun. It's like 100 degrees for weeks now, just cooking the paint right off. Anything outside is getting savage. So batteries like they like a calm, even moderate temperature. They don't like to be cooked or frozen. Don't blame them. Well, I'm getting kind of tired actually. That's a good thing. I'm able to sleep good. I just can't oversleep. I'm at a government academy, and I can't be tomorrow, and I can't be late to that. I'll get hosed. Huh? Yeah, the batteries are weird. They sometimes they play dead and they're fine. They just gotta wake them up or encourage them. And the other times they're just crapped out forever. I got some old books too where they would take the old lead acid plates and stuff and melt them and reform them and reuse them. I mean, you see some videos on YouTube where they still do that in India, you know, where they rebuild batteries. You know, it's just like, wow, you can get exposed to lead real bad that way. So I put up some videos you probably saw. Well, yeah, you already saw about the inventor of the nickel metal hydride battery. The thing about that battery, it was basically, as I understand, it was basically a hydrogen battery where it would shift hydrogen around for the voltage, and you don't see those nickel metal hydride batteries in the big huge cells. For some reason, they're not available. There's probably some kind of backroom dealing about that. I mean, you can see nickel metal hydride batteries in the big old like electric vehicles, like those Japanese ones. They would use them. So that's the biggest you can find. And there's this guy on YouTube that's using a battery bank made out of those. I thought he was doing okay. But the thing about those is they're not toxic. So that's one thing they got over. They're not toxic, and the ingredients of them are easy to source. It's nothing. It's not like lithium that's super expensive or cobalt or whatever. So yeah, I wonder about those nickel metal hydride batteries. I mean, they obviously don't have as many cycles as lithium, but they're clean, you know, as far as being environmental. So I'm concerned why we don't have big old like nickel metal hydride cells. We can make those in the battery banks. They're just not made. It was like they were. It was that first electric car that got. Um, I don't know. They all got crushed. There was a documentary on it. Yeah, I'm not thinking straight. I'm kind of tired. But it's like they were taking all that off the market because it worked. I've seen the LCO like on the Will Prowse's videos and things like that. Um, Other than that, I don't know anything about LCO. I think those are isn't that they have several thousand cycles more than anything. Um, like way more than you'd ever want, but the capacity isn't that great. It's like a long lasting, smaller capacity type deal. Yeah. So yeah, you that's something you get one of those and put a charger on it, and then it would you know it would keep lasting. I don't know how many 40,000 cycles. I don't know like that. I forget what they are. And that's just something if you want to keep something really going for a long time, maybe like a monument or something like I don't know. Like if you want to have a fancy gravestone or something, that might be something to do. Put one of those LCO batteries and a little LED, keep it lit for in a little solar charger. That'd be lit for a long time. But yeah, there's things for like that. What's left to eat? I think I have the I have the grape flavored no fruit juice powder. I got a hotel cup around here somewhere. Where did I sit that? Yeah, right here. It's all wrapped up. I think it's from the days of the 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 days of concern back not too long ago. We were all masked up. The masked this cup up pretty good. Yeah, I noticed there's no glassware in here. Like it's been a long time since I've been in a hotel. I remember before there would be like little glass cups. I don't see any. Okay, so you got somebody you can bounce off of. Yeah, I don't know. Not NOG. I don't know. I don't think so. Unless it's like short for something I know. But what does he say? Is he super happy with them? probably. I mean, if you buy something like that and it's fits your purpose, I mean, there's nothing else that will really. Or hands off. Pouring that in there. Hands off capability for a battery bank. I wonder what they use those LCOs for in real life. Is it like satellites or something? I don't know. I think temperature change would be pretty harsh in space, but I wonder what they use them for in real life. You know, like we're not. Well, I mean, the original purpose. That's something I could probably Google. But here, let me get some water into my powder here. I'll be right back. That's a cool cup. It's got ridges on it. Oh, it's for coffee. Okay, that's why. It's probably to help insulate it. Where'd my spoon go? The tool. Yeah, money's hard. Money is precious. I mean, look what I'm having to do to get some myself. I'm going, staying up in hotels and stuff, going to academies. As wild as this is, it's going to just get harder when I actually start the work. Oh, I see. I gotta find my stir stick. Hold on. What did I do with it? Oh, I ate the pudding with it. What did I do after that? I don't know. Be right back. I didn't throw it away, did I? Hold on. That's weird. Yeah, I misplaced the spoon. That's unlike me. So far, so good. I got to study and learn. I don't want to talk too much about what I'm going to be doing, but it's basically a service type deal for the government. It's only part time though. I already work at a university doing heavy duty manual labor, blue collar stuff. So a lot of people that we lost that for whatever reason, and they haven't refilled the vacancies. So a lot of us are working 3 or 4 shifts more than normal worth of work, getting totally wore out. Oh, I found it. So I'm gonna stir up this powder here. It's grape powder. I mean, you do what you got to do. I mean, I thought this YouTube thing would take off, but you really got to have a good system, and you gotta have stuff people want to see, and a lot of it becomes such a big time a big time investment that now if I was retired or something, yeah, I could really get some good stuff going. But yeah, when I have batteries, I've yet to restore, and I've got you name it, all kinds of projects that haven't been done yet. It's just too much. I can't earn a living and do all this extra stuff. I got to make decisions, and you know. Oh, good. You can be mobile. That's good. Yeah, I always thought about having a camper or a camper van or something, and then I could go get any job I wanted and just pretty much and live in the van or whatever. I mean, there's ways to do it. I mean, it opens up a lot more options. But I'm at that point in my life where I just want to stay home, you know, enjoy home life. I've been all around doing all kinds of stuff. I barely get to enjoy anything. It's kind of weird. It's fun to go out and stuff, but I'm worried about things going on at home all the time. It's not like I can do anything, but that's some good fake grape. Whoop. Well, you got I've been up here about an hour. You got to take off, or yeah, it's good to talk with you too. If you got to go, I'm not holding you hostage. Hopefully, I think this is cooked up. It's nice and hot. Got my little grape drink stuff, and I'm gonna eat on my lamb and lentils here, and then that'll be it for that meal. The cat got you food. Those cats are crafty. They they know how to grab things when no one's watching, or even if they are watching. So right now I'm just kneading this up. Part of it's hot, part of it's not. So kneading it together will equalize the food temperature. Yeah, I don't know when I'll live stream again. This is I got you that showed up, and that's about it, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, it's basically the more you do it, the more popular you get. If you do it once in a blue moon, forget it. No one's gonna tune in to some. I mean, there's just way much more entertaining and informative things out there. Watching a bearded guy in a motel room eat a halal MRE just is not entertaining for most folks. See, I saw some people getting into coffee. Oh, okay, I made the thing about YouTube or whatever. If you whether you're getting into coffee or whatever, you just gotta do something you're interested in. People will be interested. Just monkey see, monkey do. If I show interest, someone else will. But I'll open this up. Hopefully, it doesn't go everywhere. I will say they got some good spice knowledge on these particular dishes. I saw some people getting into coffee for work. Oh, okay. What, like working at Starbucks or something? All right. Mm. I think I'm just gonna eat this like an astronaut. Just squeeze it out. Because if you use a spoon, it'll go everywhere. So yeah, lamb has that gamey taste, and then there's obviously a sauce and seasoning, and almost like cheese or something. I'm not sure. And there's rice. It's good. I ate this hot. This is probably no good cold. Well, I don't quite get it. People getting in the coffee for work. I mean, they're selling coffee or they're buying coffee to work with. Oh, I see. Where I'm here in Washington, I think that's where Starbucks started. Um, here in Washington State. Uh, but anyway, there's all these little mom and pop little coffee stands and stuff, and they'll make up some coffees, and then there'll be the line of cars that drive by to pick up their frappuccino or the mocha, whatever, on the way to work for like $4 or $5. Probably adds up quick. Well, it's addictive. You getting that caffeine addiction. Pretty soon you're hooked. I mean, it's hard to function without it. Lord knows I've consumed a lot of caffeine to stay awake during this academy. It's really arduous. There's a lot of information. I don't want to fall asleep in class. Well, I always say if I don't get to talk to you again soon, just take it slow. Don't do things that can't be undone too fast. 'Cause, the woulda, coulda, shouldas are real. What I would do too is make some more videos on those Edisons you got. People are hungry to see how they are put together, whatever. I haven't made any videos lately, but especially those auctions that are going on. Those people that buy those, they're going to be wondering how to make the bus bars, how to make the connections, how to measure the. So if you got any of that knowledge, that'd be something to put up on YouTube for sure. Yeah, there are so many elderly people that are going back to work. I mean, they just have to. There's no such thing as retirement for them. They just got to work until they fall over. Same for my mom. She went into the trucking business, hazmat trucking. She went from nursing into that. The quickest way I've seen bus bars made is probably not as cheap as it used to be, but you'd buy that copper tubing from like hardware store, and then pound it into flat, cut it in the strips, and then drill holes. I don't know if that's really a good way or not, but it seems to be a quick way. The real bus bars are a lot of times the good ones are made out of copper and then they're nickel plated. So that's a lot. That's pretty advanced to do that at home. Probably too advanced. You just get away with some copper. Maybe put some Vaseline on it so it doesn't corrode too much. Yeah, I can't remember who made what anymore. Maybe I saw your stuff and got the idea from that probably. Yeah, corrosion's for real. I mean the original Edison batteries they used something called Esbeline, which was just Edison Vaseline really. And you put enough of that on there, it'll stop the air from reacting with it. Oxygen react corroding the metal, but But yeah, it's imperfect. It's not perfect, no matter what you do. Even some of the nickel ones I've seen or have rusted out or whatever from being exposed or age or whatever. If there's an arc and spark and it wrecks the nickel plate or something, or it bubbles up. Like all those, it starts getting pimpling or whatever it's called. I know some guy that does work on auto body repair calls it pimpling, where the chrome would start like basically pimpling up little air gaps. But we would be talking about nickel, not chrome. Well, this is almost ate up, and then that's it. Other than the grape drink, and then I need to study a little bit. But then I'm gonna go to bed. I gotta get up in the morning. I'm gonna get some good sleep. It's a long day in the classroom, and basically hostage in there. You can't even get out of there without a badge that's recognized by their systems. You're stuck in the building all day. You have like a little smoke deck outside, but that's it. Everybody's smoking. I'm not too big into secondhand smoke. I don't have to. In the military, that's how you would get breaks. You take a smoke break. Sometimes they go out with the smokers, but never started, thankfully. Isn't the 34 volt and 36 volt? Isn't that usually used on ships at sea? It's a marine for maritime inverters, isn't it? And I've seen different golf carts and stuff use 36 volt. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I looked on your channel a few days ago. You haven't been very uploading. Neither have I. But I'd love to see it. I haven't seen any 36 volt inverters or 34 volt in real life. Maybe there's some videos on them on YouTube. I don't know. That's the curious voltage. Some of the old equipment use that, like the original. Um, I can't remember. There used to be lead acid batteries in these jars, and there's this guy. Well, not just that, the Jacobson air wind generators. They were 36 volt. Some of the old washing machines, some other stuff, some old radios. There's a bunch of stuff on that. I can't think of it right now too. I'm trying to study other stuff, and my brain's not good right now for retention. Oh, I see. Okay, up to 34 volt. That's good. That's a pretty good swing. That'd be okay with the nickel iron or nickel cadmium for sure. Yeah, this grape drink, it tastes like something wrong with it. It's too powerful. It's got a chemical taste. Yeah, everything I bought was hard to find now. I luckily got into this stuff before everybody else. in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I'm behind the curve on lithium stuff. So I spent all my money on this old ancient stuff, not any money for the new stuff. But what am I trying to be like have batteries every make, model, and chemistry ever made? No. I gotta focus on what'll get what I need done for the best battery for the job, the temperature and all these other things to worry about. Well, I'll tell you what, John. I'm gonna I'm gonna cut the cow, whatever that means. I'm gonna get on alpha here. Yeah, I've bought solar, but only the used stuff anymore because the new stuff is. I'm gonna buy a few new things, but hmm, I don't have any inverters or anything that run off of panels directly, other than water heaters. Um, some low voltage water heaters. All right, take care. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay tough. I might do this again tomorrow. We'll see. Play around it. Okay, take care and stay happy and busy.